this periodic tuning texture to embed in there, and it went with the key and everything, and that texture is matching the textures of the pictures. When we're looking at it, we see like we're going down the tunnel. You know, when you go down, when you're getting ready to die and you see your life flashing in front of you, that's kind of what's happening here. Like Charlie has images, and it's the whole video in 9 parts, you know, and it's part of this cosmic journey. So it was like, to do that, you know, utilizing the periodic table was sort of, and there was a beautiful section where he just ejected this dodecahedron looking thing to the sound. And we're out in space. And like right here, this is interesting. I like this because it reminds me of like this water lecture that I heard from Dr. Emimoto, where he was talking about these ice crystals, ice comets coming into the atmosphere. We get 10 million that hit the atmosphere every year. And it's a great phenomenon that affects our atmosphere. And he says there's genetic material and soul material. There's some type of life essence coming in on that vapor. And he says when we die, there's vapor leaving the bodies. That's why the body weighs a little bit less. So there's vapor leaving and vapor coming. There's a, you know, interstitial fluid of atmosphere going on at all times. The atmosphere maybe is like the interstitial fluid of the cell. Because Dr. Ricketts gave us a lecture on the cell, where the water of the cell sucks in food and excretes waste. The cell water is the key, and so maybe the atmosphere is something like that. And so some of the stuff in this video is reminding me of that, and more. I'm just that harmony. Okay, now listen to this. Now we're just interjecting a new harmony. This is Earth harmonics. Now we're dealing with the Schumann resonance. And what I did, the notes are really close. Just a simple melody based off the Schumann resonance. And it's just ringing.
And what is the Schumann resonance?
The Schumann resonance is a frequency that deals with the Earth's atmosphere. I don't know the whole technical thing on it, but it has to do with the natural resonance of the planet. And the frequencies are very close. And anyone wants to know more about it, they can contact SeriousComposer.com. It's Dr. Wayne Kirby from the University of North Carolina. And what I should do is I should ask Doc. We can bring that into this commentary and get Doc to explain the commentary. But here, now I've stated the whole, and that beautiful window, man, I love that archetype. But these are archetypal tones. And it's profound that we can take these mathematical frequencies and hear them as music. That we owe to Dr. Wayne Kirby from the University of North Carolina, and from the University of Asheville, North Carolina. He's the head of the music there, and we've worked on all these different frequencies. He created his own software, and here comes the finale. Wait a minute. Hear the orchestra coming now. Now I'm interested in introducing not just 3-part harmony of pi that we've been doing, but 5-part harmony of pi. So I'm looking at pi as a long number, and I'm taking that long number and folding it on top of itself 5 times, and then looking at all those numbers on top of each other, like they're scripture, like they're words. So each chord is a number word based on a division that I've done, you know, like 50-part division, folding on top of itself. So the 1 goes with number 51, goes with number 101, and so forth, and listening to it like that. See, I have that luxury. In Mozart's time, Bach's time, because Bach would have been all over this. But in that time, maybe they had maybe a couple digits of pi. Now we've got computer technology, snowflakes, man. I'm trying to dig them out of the driveway, move them out of the way. Because I say that with snowflake, because each snowflake is like a diamond. It's a unique, beautiful art piece. But you know, when you got so much of it, man, you're just trying to get in your car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm dealing with pi like that now, with the luxury of having so many of them that I can look at them in groups, not just singularly. And that's where the harmony's coming from. And right there where the strings just left us was the first time I introduced it in 5-part harmony. Why the harmony works is part of what we talk about with the numbers, I think. We're trying to decipher something. And you know what? I really think what I like about this piece is I think the creator is like create us with this freedom. And with freedom, you don't dictate all the time. You give that quest in your soul, and it's like playing Easter egg hunt. If you knew what our eggs were, the game wouldn't be fun.
Exactly.
You're searching. You know what I mean? It's like when someone is born and doesn't know who their parents is. A lot of times they'll take their whole life to meet their parents, right? Well, that's how we are with the Creator. We're here, man, but it's like, who is our Creator? So all these laws that we got to learn to get along, it's an Easter egg hunt. And I think that's why they say when the Creator works in a mystery, because it's like, that's the game. Oh, that's the sound. It's like, oh, we can figure something out about ourselves if we do this. Oh, and music, I learned this about music, but it also works with people. You know what I mean? If we learn to tune the instruments, we might have the whole formula, like Mozart. But if we don't play in tune, it's gonna be sour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is cool right here. Again, we're treating these sound effects. We're treating the piece like a sound effect. This is not on the record, the seamless script. This is a soundtrack now. Like Charlie's got lava scenes blended in, and so we're blending the sound effects that were part of a music track that I didn't put on the seamless script record. So we're getting more of this music and this wide concept. And I was saying something earlier about we learned something about music. We learned something about ourselves because wow, okay, so I'm dealing with. Here comes the instrument. Here comes the chord. Now it's the finale. We're going further down the pipeline. I'm letting you hear what it sounds like. We're meeting it in the middle somewhere. But I did that because it's like with the Rosetta Stone. If you don't know what you're looking at, know where the beginning is, you're going to need some help in trying to see what it is that we're talking about. But you just hear the intelligence and the harmony. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And it has a certain line about it. It's very sentimental sound. And when you play it on the piano, it sounds like hymns. So now it's basically, I'm introducing it in the streams, and you hear the bass part down plucking at the bottom. When you see how the numbers are grouped on top of each other, I'm still amazed that it works so orderly. It works. It's just order.
They almost lock together.
It's
don't
pure
they?
order,
Just-
right? Yeah, and so this is beautiful. Anytime you hear the instrument stop, all the instruments aren't playing all the time. They stop sometimes. That's where the zeros are showing up. Every time there's a zero, don't play. And right there, that embeds the rhythm. Like the bass part, you know? Actually, right here, I think I have them playing the ends of the phrase as well. It's really going to, I'm introducing the whole line, and we're going to take it as far as I've gone down along and just sustain it on there. I just ended on an end point where it seemed like the phrase ended. It took music for me to see if you can hear the phrasing. And the bass is, all the notes are like working with itself. So to me, it suggests that the number is fractal, that it wants to work with itself. You know, maybe as above, so below. The little, the microcosm works with the macro.